So you've heard the demo. What the voice you heard was this Yamaha TX7, some voice called Power Chord. And it has some portamento in it. And it's got that metallic sound like FM usually has with some of the wilder sounds. I have a Korg filter over here that's being controlled through MIDI. I'm exchanging, and I'll explain in a minute how it works, but I have a MIDI control that's controlling analog signals. So with control changes from this keyboard, I can control the filter either from this knob because I assigned it, or this knob is also assigned to it. And then this knob is controlling the filter resonance. And you're hearing a little bit of LFO because it's in the circuit right now, and I'll explain that here in a moment. But this filter's resonance is really touchy. I mean, man, can it really go. I'm going to change the LFO to something that's not so noticeable, but the resonance, see, it's self-oscillating as I even speak. Turn that down. There's some minor trim controls for the resonance, and I tell you what, to get to the sweet spot, there's just a fine line of too much and not quite enough, and you only got so much room to play around with. Anyway, moving on, I do have an LFO on here. The LFO is generated by this Arduino. I will go ahead and bring that in, and I'm going to start with a slow sine wave. What I've done is I made this knob here is the depth, and this knob here is the speed. So and you can see this light flashing is the rate. And the filter over here is tied in with the depth. So just to give you a kind of a idea about the LFO, I have a scope over here running, and hopefully you'll see this, but the scope is being triggered on the same line, and if you watch the scope, and there's a persistence. I can show you a little trick here. Not only as it does sine wave, it does triangle. It can do square wave, but it doesn't look so squarish. And then we have the down ramp. I'm sorry, that's the up ramp. Now the down ramp. The down ramp is like I said, I can control the modulation depth quite a bit with one of these controls. And then we also have a sample and hold type of modulation. That one needs some work. And then there's one more that's on the end. I didn't find particularly useful. It's white noise. It moves too fast. Anyway, I'm still tweaking this out quite a bit, trying to get this all to all sounds as smooth as I can get it, but also sound as freakishly wild as I can get it. The filter we've been hearing is 12 decibel per octave, not 24. This is the 12 decibel. And then let's see if I can get, this is the 24. And it's hard to explain over a simple recording, but there is a difference. The 12 decibel sounds more harsh and the 24 sounds more smooth. I kind of like the 12 decibel a little bit better. To kind of go into a little bit more, see if I can't get us a little closer here. Like I said, the LFO is being generated by this Arduino. The MIDI interface is right here. This is by Highly Liquid. John Stantovich designed this, and he discontinued it unfortunately, but up here are two digital potentiometers. This is a PIC microcontroller, and I have MIDI signals, control change signals coming into it. The PIC microcontroller is converting the values of the control changes into digital values that these potentiometers understand, and then the outputs are over here. So you basically hook up your voltage to which potentiometer, because you have 4 of them on this board, and then you hook your output to wherever you need them to go. So I have my cutoff, my resonance, I have the LFO signal, which is disconnected now, and the LFO depth hooked up there. I have a couple more of these boards that I may try to play around with on this as well, but back here is the lowly little voltage controlled filter. I managed to get it down just to this. It's basically the original caps, the original trimmers off of the DW8000 board. I used this little cheap little dollar power module off of eBay to convert 5 volt into negative 5 volt. So I got my minus 5 volt source that's required for this chip to run. This is the NJM 2069 Korg filter, and like I said, it hardly needs anything to work. I thought it needed a lot more, but I just kept stripping parts off of it until I had it running, and I'd had the barest minimum parts. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll update that as this evolves.